Well, good afternoon, everyone. This is County Supervisor Ken Yeager, and I'm joined this afternoon by Shannon Bushey, who is the Registrar of the Registrar of Voters, and we're at her office at Burger Drive. So thanks for joining us today, Shannon. I know it's been very busy the last couple days, and certainly leading up to the election.
Yes, been very busy, but it's my pleasure. Thank you for coming.
That the Registrar of Voters office is very busy on election day, but certainly your office is open year-round. Do you want to talk a little bit about some of the other things that you do that aren't connected to an election directly?
Sure. Well, like you said, election day is very busy, but we actually have 3 to 5 elections per year. So we're preparing for about 3 to 6 months for every election. So year-round, we're doing voter registration, taking care of all of our voter rolls, hiring 500 election officers to come in and work on election day. So it's a lot of planning year-round that people really aren't aware that we do.
Yeah, and you know, as a candidate who has to come down here every once in a while to file my FPPC reports, or if you're running for office, this is the location that you come to. Is that right?
That's correct. We actually handle anywhere from 200 to 400 candidates per election, and we do all of their financial filings, qualify them to appear on the ballot. So yes, we're very busy with candidates, and we actually handle about 80 jurisdictions and all of their measures for their elections. So a lot of paperwork to do.
A lot of things to do year-round. Well, you know, when we came into the building, which is on Burger Drive, we noticed the really very long line of people here doing early voting. It seems like there's more people doing that this election.
Yes, we've had thousands of early voters. We've been open Monday through Friday to have voters come into our office, and we actually have 6 early voting centers that are open all throughout the county this weekend that voters can go to. So we've had a very great turnout for early voting this election.
Yeah, and now certainly people, if they've asked for an absentee ballot, they can go ahead and do that, and they can turn that in. They can certainly mail it, and this is the first time that there's no charge if you want to mail a ballot. But these are for people who actually don't have a ballot. They can come down here at the registrar and get their ballot and then vote. Is that right?
This is correct. All the 6 locations open this weekend. Anybody anywhere in the county can go to any of the locations, and we'll print out the exact ballot type for their house, so anybody can vote at any center. Yeah.
Great. Well, I know there's been some talk, mainly at the national level, about voter fraud. Could you talk a little bit about what we're trying to do here to guarantee that there isn't any voter fraud?
Sure. Actually, we have a lot of security procedures in place, including testing of all the voting machines and all of the counting machines before an election. And we also double check every envelope that comes in with a ballot. We double check the signatures to the signature on the file to the signature on the ballot. So we are verifying that it's actually the voter's signature who has returned that ballot.
Okay. So really very unlikely that there would be voter fraud going on here.
That is correct. We don't have voter fraud going on.
Now, I know that over the last 6 months or so, we've made a lot of improvements in the whole voting process, getting geared up for Election Day, and certainly behind us, you have a lot of people already sort of counting those ballots, getting them all set to go. But could you talk about what improvements that we've made?
We've actually made several improvements since the last general election. We've added 4 ballot counting machines to speed up our process. We have started vote by mail 24-hour vote processing. So we're usually done with 95% of our ballots by the Sunday or Monday after the election. And to keep voters updated, we've started a voter status bar so they can see the results.
I have voted early, and so I saw my name with my ballot being counted. That was great.
Yep, so voters can see how far along we are in the counting process. So yes, we've made a lot of improvements. Actually, an additional thing that we've done this election is what we call midday pickup. We're going to 210 precincts between 2 and 4 in the afternoon. So we're getting ballots and bringing them back here earlier than ever before. So we will actually have polling place results by around 9 o'clock, which is the earliest we've done before.
Yeah, and any people who's interested in the elections, particularly if you're a candidate, you really want to get those results as soon as you can. I just wanted to remind people that this is we're here at the Registrar of Voters office. This is Shannon Bushey, who is the registrar, and I'm Supervisor Ken Yeager. So for people who want to vote by mail, could you probably have their ballot? When do they have to turn that in, and when's the last day that you can actually turn in your ballot?
Well, we've made it so easy for voters. You're returning your ballots now. We actually have 55 drop-off locations scattered throughout the entire county. We even have drive-through locations. Some are open 24 hours a day. In addition, they can drop them off at all of the 6 early voting centers this weekend. Also new is their postage paid. Voters no longer need to put a stamp on the envelopes, so they just need to get them postmarked by Tuesday election day and received in our office after the election. They will be counted and will be valid. So the time's been extended. Yes, very easy and very simple for voters to return their ballots.
Excellent. I should say, too, that if you want to follow me on Facebook, and I do a number of these interviews with people at the county, you can just sort of punch the little follow button there at the bottom of your screen. You can also, if you want to, follow me at supervisoryeager.org and certainly sign up for my newsletter. So here, you could talk a little bit about what's happening behind us and who these folks are and what they're in the process of.
Well, this is all of our staff who are opening and processing the vote by mail ballots that have already been returned, and thank you to all those voters who have returned their ballots early. So we have hundreds of people that literally take the ballots out of the envelopes and flatten them and prep them to be counted into the voting machines. We have 2 commercial-sized sorting machines here where we sort the ballots in the office. So everything is done by our staff in our office in a secure location, yes.
Great. And this is the location that on voting day that they're going to bring all of the ballots and then they go through the same process here.
Correct. We have a central count voting system. So all of our 836 polling places will bring back their ballots to our office, and we have volunteers and staff here who sort them and prep them for counting, and we'll be counting for 24 hours a day for about a week after the election.
And that's new. Before, oftentimes people, I think your office would go at least to 11 or 12 o'clock, and then people got to go home and go to sleep, but we're going to hire additional people so we can go around the clock so we can make sure we count the ballots as quickly as we can. Is that right? That's
correct. We've done a lot of improvements to speed up the results, including the round-the-clock counting and the midday pickups and adding the machines. So yeah, it'll be much faster.
Well, it's great to be out here, and again, it's so exciting to see so many people voting early. That really is so critical for the democratic process. So thank you to you and everybody that's involved here. It's a very busy time, but we want to make sure that the election goes very smoothly, and the county has put in additional resources to make sure that happens. And we thank you, Shannon, for joining us, and you probably won't get much sleep now for at least another week, but it's good to be here.
It's my honor to serve the residents here in Santa Clara County. And I just would like to add, if you can go to our website at sccvote.org and look up any of the drop-off locations, the times that they're open, check if your ballot's been returned. We have a lot of information on our website that we hope you find useful.
And I should also say at 8 p.m. when the very first results are posted, you can go to that website and follow that throughout the evening for all the updates that we have. Is that correct?
That's correct. Beginning at 8 o'clock, we'll be releasing our first results, and about every hour after that, we'll be updating those for you.
And make sure that you follow me on Facebook. Again, you can push the little button there that says follow, and we'll make sure that you get all the interviews and all the information that we have put out. So again, I'm Supervisor Ken Yeager, and I'm here with the Registrar of Voters, Shannon Bushey. And make sure you vote, and then stay tuned for the results come Election Day. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.